Yo, what's up everybody? Crazy Al Kane back again, making it happen. And today we're going to talk about the top 12 bikes that were featured in January for Bike of the Day. And I'm going to announce the Bike of the Month for January 2024. Fresh off of the 2023 Bike of the Year competition, I decided to bring back the Bike of the Month competition. So all the bikes that get featured throughout the month will wind up getting rated on by you guys, the viewers, and the top rated bike winds up becoming the Bike of the Month. And we're going to go over that right now. So January 2024, I only got 12 bikes that were submitted to Bike of the Day. There's a whole submit page on sugarcayne.com. You got to read through that whole thing. And make sure you send your pictures the proper way. Also with the inspiration, a full parts list, and all that good stuff. With that being said, we only have 12 bikes that were featured. One of them being my bike. So really 11 bikes being featured because my bike is not part of the competition. It's part of the chart, but it's not part of the competition. So if my bike just happened to wind up in first place, then the bike that's in second place winds up being Bike of the Month. So we ain't doing, that would be a conflict of interest for me to just give myself a medal for my bike on my site. It's just kind of silly. But I definitely want to feature my bikes on Bike of the Day so you guys can rate them. I want to get your feedback. So that's what's up. Without any further ado, let's start with the number 12 bike. And that bike is a 2019 Huffy HX Pro with some custom parts on there to make it look real fresh. So the Huffy HX Pro is the first bike that Huffy did to bring themselves back into the BMX racing game. They made a super duper affordable aluminum BMX race bike that was meant for kids. The really dope thing about this bike is that the graphics look like they would be on a professional bike. Like if you got a legit BMX racing bike, quote unquote legit BMX racing bike, these are the kind of graphics you will find on it. So Huffy really knocked it out the park with the graphics on this bike. It's also an aluminum frame. It's got 6061 T6. It's actually a really good starter bike. It's a really good bike for your budget, and if you want to save up to get the really good parts, this is kind of like the bike to get because it's so cheap to get as a complete. You can hit the track a couple of times, get used to it, and then when you want to upgrade, you have a lot of money left over to upgrade. This bike was submitted by Sean Fries, and he gave his bike a nice hookup. So let's go through the parts list that he has in his bike. He has a Black Ops stem, Shadow Conspiracy Crow bars, ODI Ruffian lock-on grip, Box 1 brakes, Sun Envy rims with TNT Derringer hubs, Redline Flight cranks, 175mm, carbon fiber seat post, Lite 2 seat, I never heard of them before. He's got an SC seat clamp, Answer JS pedals, Syndyt Stealth fork, and Assault headset. That's what Sean put on his bike, and it's definitely an upgrade from what you get from the stock version of the HX Pro. Coming in 11th place is a 2022 Prophecy SCUD Evo 3 Expert XL. It was sent in by Luke Birch, and he did a great job on making his bike look super sexy. It's got the orange and black colorway on the frame. He kept all the other parts black, but added the extra accent of orange hubs to make that bad boy look really fresh. The Prophecy frames are amazing looking to begin with. They got this futuristic look to them. I love the bold graphics. These bikes are just fresh to death. I love flashy bikes. I love bikes that turn heads, and this one turned heads, and that's exactly what Luke was trying to do with this bike, was make it stand out with the orange and the black contrast. So the parts list on the Prophecy SCUD include the Prophecy carbon forks with that 20mm through axle with a 10mm drop out reducer, Prophecy carbon expert bars, SLX hydro brakes with 140mm Hope float disc, ODI mini grips. So the front and rear hubs are onyx with that floral colorway. They're both laced with titanium spokes going into some carbon rims. He's got 153 Krupe expert cranks with a threaded Renan chainring, Answer carved tires at a 1 1/8, and he has a box seat with a carbon seat post. Coming in 10th place, we have a 2022 Redline RL 275. This bike was sent in by Mike Rosamond, and he hooked this bike up with a dope colorway. It's got that sky blue, which fades into black by the bottom bracket in that classic Redline style, and he accented the bike with white parts to give it even more pop. So Mike said he wanted something different, and the Redline RL 275 fit the bill. With its 135mm rear hub, it was easy to make it a 9-speed, and being a fat tire 275 bike, 29s fit right in. So originally this bike was a 27.5, and he wound up putting 29-inch tires on it. He also put gears on his bike because originally this bike doesn't come with gears. So those are the two major custom things that he did with this bike. So the parts list on this bike is he got some Profile Elite hubs, he's got TNT M80 rims, he's got the Cult Van tires with that red pinstripe on the sidewall, which adds to a little more effect to the bike. He's got the Box 3 shifter set, S&M full bar handlebars, mushroom grips, Thompson Masterpiece seat post, profile stem, profile sprocket, and SE cranks. Ninth place is a 2023 Sugar Cayne 26-inch Illtown Sluggaz edition. This frame is a collaboration I did with Vin Rock of Naughty by Nature. We did a bunch of Naughty by Nature 26 inches, and we also did some Illtown Sluggaz 26 inches. Illtown Sluggaz is a production company, label, brand that Vin Rock and KG started. Vin Rock wanted to do a special BMX frame to represent that whole movement. This is actually his personal bike, and I got this one built up for him real nice. It's real ready to go and get busy. But yeah, this is Vinny's personal bike. It's on the list. It's in 9th place. Let's check out the parts list on this bad boy right here. So this bike has the Box 3 brake kit. It's got the Harrow Legends wheel set, 175mm Insight RLC cranks, Insight chainring bolts. It's got that Shadow Conspiracy Barraco Series 9 pivotal seat. It's got the Truth quick release seat post clamp. It's got the Truth BMX seat post, SC landing gear forks, XS EFW SV freewheel, Supercross Racerhead TL stem, Supercross Flatline flat 6 handlebars, SC Cub tires, Truth BMX headset. It's got the SC Bike Life grips. It's got the Outburst 14mm to 10mm rear axle adapters, because all the Sugar Cayne 26-inch frames have 14mm dropouts. So in case you want to run the bigger axles on there and put the pegs on and get busy. And the pedals are the Insight Platform Pro. You know I had to represent on the parts on this bike. Shout out to Pete Deluski from BRG. Definitely check out the BRG store for all the different parts that I have on this bike. Big shout out to Eric Spears of Truth BMX. All the Truth parts came from Truth BMX. And big shout out to Bill Ryan of Supercross and Speedline Parts. All the Supercross parts that you heard on here came from supercross.com, so check them out as well. And also big shout out to Vin Rock for doing the collaboration with me. Looking forward to getting on the bikes again this summer, and we got more frames to give out, so let's get it. 8th place is a 2018 Sugar Cayne Newbridge Pro XXL BMX bike. This is the 2018 Sugar Cayne anniversary frame. So this is the first production model frame that I got made on that limited run of Sugar Cayne frames, the 20 inches and the 24 inches that I put out to celebrate the 10-year anniversary of CAC TV and Sugar Cayne. It's actually serial number 1 from that batch. So this is the very first batch of production 20-inch BMX frames that I got. I had the original colorway on this, but I wanted to do something special and change it up. I hooked up with static coating to get a nice fresh matte black powder coat on this bike. I did all the graphics myself and used my brand colors to make it work. With that being said, let's go to the parts on this bad boy. We have a Supercross carbon fork, Insight stem, Supercross top cap, S&M Slam XLT bars, 9.25 rise. I got the Sear emoji grips for some fun. So I got a Truth headset, I got Truth spacers, I got Truth seat post clamp, I got the Snafu solo plastic seat and seat post combo, I got the Speedline Killer Buzz wheel set, Tioga Power Block tire on the front, and V Speedster on the back, Speedline pedals, Insight chainring, I got 11, and I also have Insight chainring bolts on there, 175mm Speedline cranks, KMC chain, 11 cog, and a Tektro brake kit. That's right, I was on a budget, and one of the best brake kits to get if you are on a budget is the Tektro brake kit. No bells, no whistles, but they work and they're good. What I'll probably do is I'll probably upgrade my brakes, just because the whole bike is so fly that I want to make sure my brakes look nice too. So I'll probably upgrade the brakes eventually on the bike. But that's my bike, yo. In the 8th place, that's how we do. 7th place, we got a 2023 Curtis Bikes Motocross Race Lite build. This bike was sent in by Okori Okami, and he did a great job on this bike. This one looks like it's ready to race. It's looking mean and fast. He put a clear PC coat on the frame to show off the fillet brazen welds. He's got disc brakes in the 44mm head tube. He's got Speedline carbon bars with Aragon grips, MRP number plate, Chris King headset, Wolf Tooth seat post clamp, Insight seat posts, a Tioga seat, Shimano DXR MX7 cranks, 175 of course, Yoshimura Chileo pedals, SRAM chain, JW mini chain tensioners. He got a 20mm Onyx hub in the front and a 10mm Onyx hub in the back. They're laced with titanium spokes on max carbon rims. He's rolling on Tioga Power Block tires, and he's got a custom tapered titanium fork. This bike has bells and whistles on it. for real. Coming in 6th place, we got a 2023 Divide 53 BMX racing bike. This one was sent in by Aaron Schauster, and he did a phenomenal job on this bike. I love that chrome look. He's got that thing polished and looking real fresh. And I love the Divide badge on the head tube. I think that just adds so much style to this frame. So let's go to the parts list real quick. We got the frame Divide. We got the Divide 53 fork. The handlebars of Divide 53. Divide's making a lot of things. They're making forks, bars, and frames. So big shout out to them for that. He's got a 53mm top load box 2 stem. He's got a box 1 seat, box 2 headset, box 2 tires, box 3 crank, KMC SL chain, Berg Tech pedals. He's got a Pride Pro Control hub on the front with a 20mm through axle, and he also has a Pride Pro Control hub on the rear with 10mm axles. His rims are Pride Pro Control as well. He's got Magora MT Sport brakes and ODI Ruffian grips. Keeping with the hip-hop artists on BMX bikes theme, we have the 26-inch JTT Diamond BMX bike, which is inspired by the Diamondbacks of back in the day. JTT, you know, that's Johnny True Torch. He's a welder that makes things happen, and this bike was built up for Scarface. That's right, Scarface, the MC, who had that crazy tiny desk performance that everybody's been talking about. Yes, Scarface is into BMX bikes, and it got submitted by Mike from Fat Lip BMX. He submitted this to us, and you know we had to run this. It's real dope, and it's real dope to have a legendary MC like Scarface riding BMX. He's got an 80s GT laid back seat post. He's got the Rad Brad V Cruiser bars in chrome, some polished 26-inch hole shot rims. He got some polished Bassett billet hubs, DT Swiss spokes and nipples. He's got Comp 3 style tires on there. He's got a polished Bass billet stem, Cook Brothers headset, polished Technique crankset, polished Technique brake lever, chrome Technique brakes, Hornet freewheel, polished Snap 39 tooth chainring, KMC chain in gold, Vans waffle grips, polished Pro Neck seat post clamp. Decals on this bike are Diamondback Senior Pros, and it was all built up by Fat Lip USA. Big shout out to Mike from Fat Lip for representing and sending me this joint. I'm looking forward to seeing and featuring more bikes from him because he does some really great work. 4th place, we got a 2024 Syndyt SYB BMX race bike. Toby Henderson, the legendary Toby Henderson. He left ABC, American Bicycle Company, and now he's doing his own thing with the frames. He's got the Syndyt BMX frames that he's doing right now. He's also doing e-bikes too, e-BMX bikes and stuff with that brand as well. But the Syndyt BMX frame is the talk of the town right now. Everybody's loving it, and he sent this one to me to feature on Bike of the Day. But let's go into the parts. Now, I think you know what the parts are going to be. If it's a Toby Henderson bike, the dude behind Box Parts, you already know what this parts list is going to look like, right? So let's go down the list. We got the Box X5 forks. We got the Box 1 M35 cranks, Box 1 B52 bottom bracket, Box titanium bars, Box 1 chainring, Box 1 chainring bolts, Box 1 rims, Box 1 tires, Box 1 stem, Box 2 front hub, Box 1 20mm axle, Box 3 rear hub, Box 2 number plate, Box 3 disc brake caliper, Box 1 140mm rotor, Box 1 brake lever, Box 1 left grip clamp, Box Hex Lab chain, Box 1 spokes, Box 1 carbon seat, Box 1 seat clamp, and Box 1 brake cable. You can get your whole bike built up with box parts. And what's really crazy is that a lot of bikes that get submitted to Bike of the Day feature a lot of box parts. So the bike is supposed to be really stiff, really dope frame. I'm looking forward to seeing it send it in person. But let's move on to the next thing because we got more bikes. So in 3rd place, we have the 2022 Supercross ENVY RS7 in that high vis yellow colorway. Ethan Charlton submitted this bike, and it has that high vis with the blue on the frame. He's got some blue rims. He also offset the color with red on the pedals, chainring, and brakes. And he brought it all together with black tires, seat, stem, handlebars, and grips. The parts list on this bike include Answer Pinnacle Pro wheel set, Box X5 forks. We got the Box 1 carbon headset, Pro Max impact stem, Tangent Flatron 62 bars, Vans ODI grips, Bombshell V brakes, Shimano DXR cranks, HT2 SX pedals, bombshell chainring, bombshell chainring bolts, box 1C clamp, Krupe half-link hollow pin chain in gold, Speedline chain tensioners, and Maxxis Relics tires. This bike is made for finessing the BMX track. Race ready. Second place, we got that 33rd Radiversarry Supercross SX250, looking real fresh with that classic 6-bar rear end. This bike was submitted by Lincoln Ryan. That's right, that's Bill Ryan's son. You know, Bill Ryan is the owner of Supercross. Loving the way this bike looks with the chrome and blue accents. Looking real fresh. So the parts list include the Supercross SLT 26-inch forks in show chrome, Supercross Radiversarry cruiser bars in show chrome, Speedline top load stem in polish, Speedline integrated headset, Speedline brake kit in blue, Supercross pivotal seat post, Supercross pivotal saddle in blue, Harrow 26-inch lineage wheel set in blue, Redline Flight 3-piece cranks in show chrome, Speedline aluminum platform pedals in blue, AME tri-grips in blue, Supercross 30th anniversary Tiger Teeth Ryan Sheenan memorial sprocket, Speedline chain tensioners in blue, Tioga Power Block prototype tires, and Cool Stop big bike brake pads. This one is definitely a sexy bike and is awesome on or off the track. You already know this. Okay, y'all, it's time to reveal the #1 bike of January 2024. This is the bike of the month for January 2024 based on your votes. Y'all had to come to the site and rate this bike, and that bike is a 2024 I Am Cook 24-inch BMX race bike submitted by Paul Cracker Graham. This bike, as soon as it hit the site, was in first place and stayed there the whole time. Relatively new brand, I Am Cook, owned by Tony Cook, who also welds all these frames himself. It has a bunch of custom features on it that's separated from the rest of the chromoly frames that are out there. He also has a really cool badge on the headset. Big shout out to Tony Cook for making this brand and getting his bike featured as bike of the day because of Paul Cracker Graham, who is a supporter of I Am Cook. We got Paul here representing. How you liking the races so far? Pretty good?
Pretty tired too. Drove all night.
Nice. But when I was at home, I was like, I wonder if Paul's gonna be here.
With that crazy
bike. And I was like, if he's here, then maybe I can give him the stuff I'm supposed to give him.
Oh, my cash prize.
Yeah, your cash prize. It's not from Target, but shout out to Target for the bag. But that's for you for winning Bike of the Month, January 2024 on sugarcayne.com. You get a t-shirt. Oh, wait, open the t-shirt up first. There it is.
Nice.
Boom, right there. Boom, what?
Oh, I can go home. I already got a medal. I ain't got to race this shit. January 2024, sugarcayne.com. Bike of the month, baby. I Am Cook.
Yeah. All right.
That's awesome, dude.
And he's the guy who made the bike. That's the guy who made the bike. That's Cook right there. So that's it. Bike of the month, January 2024 is in the books. Make sure y'all keep sending those bikes. We got more bikes coming in February. Want to find out who's going to win Bike of the Month in February. And remember, it's not over. When the month is over, it's not over. We have a Bike of the Year competition that's going down. So please definitely come through, register for the site so you can go and rate these bikes and we find out which bike winds up becoming Bike of the Year. But next up is the February Bike of the Month competition. Join the site, participate, comment, vote, all that good stuff. Let's find out what happens. All right? So it's Crazy Al Kane, sugarcayne.com. Enough talking about bikes, enough looking at bikes, enough rating bikes. I need y'all to go out and ride your bikes. Even though it's mad cold outside right now, go out and ride your bike. This is Crazy Al Kane, and I'm out. Back to you, Billy.